Here's what most people don't realize. Lenders don't just look at your credit score, they look at how you handle your past mistakes. For example, a paid collection can tell a powerful story, but so can an ignored collection as well. So what's better for your future? Paying the collection or waiting for it to fall off? Let's break that down. My name is Calvin Russell, and I'm a FICO certified credit strategist, and I'm also the founder of 850 Club Credit. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what happens when you pay a collection versus when you let it fall off, and how to make the best choice for your personal situation. Also, if you're serious about increasing your credit score, qualifying for homeownership or rental property ownership, or even lowering your car payment, check out my private credit community where people like you are seeing results fast. Scan the QR code right here on your screen or click the link in the description below. Now, before we jump in, let's start with the reality that most people don't want to face. When a collection hits your credit report, it's already done damage. Your credit score takes a hit, especially in the first few years. But here's what happens next that most people don't know about, and it depends on the path that you choose. Let's start with the first option, letting it fall off your credit report. Every collection has a lifespan, usually 7 years from the date of its first delinquency. That means if you stop paying that account in January of 2018, it's likely to fall off around January of 2025. Also, as it gets older, the impact on your credit score also fades as well. A 5-year-old collection is going to barely move the needle compared to a 1-year-old collection. So yes, time does heal some of these wounds, but not all of them. Here's the major problem. While you're waiting for it to disappear, lenders can still see it. Even if your score improves slightly over time, an unpaid collection tells lenders one thing: this person didn't take care of their obligations. That can make it hard to get approved for a home loan, an auto loan, or even a high limit credit card. Now let's look at the second path, paying the collection. This is where a lot of people get confused. They think, well, if I pay this off, then my credit score is going to increase 100 points. That's not how it works, okay? When you pay a collection, it doesn't automatically delete it. It simply changes the status from unpaid to paid. But here's where it actually gets interesting. Modern scoring models like the VantageScore 4.0, which is out right now, and the FICO Score 10T and 10 is actually going to treat paid collections a lot different. Under these models, paid collections are going to carry less weight or sometimes no weight at all when calculating your credit score. This means that if you do pay it off, you could see a decent score increase depending on which version your lender uses. And even more importantly, lenders see a paid collection as a sign of character and trust. It also shows responsibility, maturity, and the willingness to make things right. That alone can be the difference between you being approved for something and being denied when two applicants have the exact same score but different payment histories. Now let's talk about the best of both worlds, and this is with a pay for delete. Now, a pay for delete is when a collection agency, they agree to remove the collection account completely after you pay or settle the balance, or whatever agreement you guys come up with. This isn't guaranteed, but it's absolutely worth asking for. Some collection agencies will do it if you do pay it in full. Others might if you offer a fair settlement amount. Just make sure that you do get it in writing before you send any money. Now, here's another thing. Once it's deleted, it can no longer hurt your credit score. But there's something else that people rarely talk about. You don't necessarily need a credit repair company to do this for you. Anyone can dispute or negotiate a collection directly with the creditor or collection agency. However, you got to be careful. Just because you dispute something, that doesn't mean it's going to be deleted. A dispute simply asks the bureaus to verify the information. If the agency can prove that it is valid, then the account is going to stay on your credit report. And even if it is removed temporarily, but it remains unpaid, it can reappear later when the debt is sold to a new collection agency, which is 100% legal. So if you do go to dispute route, just know it's not a magic eraser. It's a verification process. Let's pause for a second and make this real. You've probably experienced this as well too. You pull your credit report, you see an old collection, let's say it's from a company that you barely remember, and you think, okay, if I ignore it, maybe it'll just fall off soon. But then a lender runs your credit, and there it is. It's on your credit report. And it may be the reason why you get denied for whatever you're applying for. Now you're explaining an old debt in the middle of trying to get approved. Here's the better mindset. Think about relationships, especially with banks and credit unions and financial institutions. Credit is built on trust. When you pay or settle a collection, you're showing lenders that you value trust. You're saying, hey, I made a mistake, but check this out. I fixed it. You see how it's paid off? I'm telling you, that's what's going to matter. Now let's talk about money for a second. There's a difference between paying your debt and simply wasting money. Okay, so now let's say, for example, a credit repair company is charging you more than the collection itself to get it removed. That's not a smart move. Okay, you can easily just put together a payment strategy. For example, your collection is $300, but the credit repair company wants $1,000 to get it deleted. That's not worth it. You're better off settling the account directly for less than having the receipt to prove that it's handled. That's money in your pocket and also peace of mind. And by the way, if you're finding this video helpful and you want more strategies that's actually going to work, subscribe to this channel today. We drop new videos every single week to help you master your credit and accomplish your credit goals. Now let's keep going. Now, you might be wondering, okay, I hear everything that you're saying, Calvin, but how many points, because that's what it's all about, right? Increasing this credit score. How many points can I expect to gain if I pay off or I get a collection removed? Here's the truth, and a lot of people won't tell you this. It depends on your overall credit profile. If your credit file is thin or you only have a few accounts, you might see a 20 or 40 point increase. But if your file is thicker and more solid, then you already have other positive accounts and that jump could be smaller. But the real win isn't the number itself. It's the approval doors that open after that. Now, here's something else you should know. Not all lenders use the latest scoring models. It's not against the law to choose a certain type of FICO model. Some still rely on older versions like the FICO 8 or the FICO 5, and those don't reward you as much as paying off the new ones like with a collection or paying a collection off in general. But newer versions like the FICO 10T, the VantageScore 4.0, they do. And as more lenders adopt these models, paid collections will continue to matter more. Here's what I recommend if you have collections. Number one, list them all out. Look at all of the collections on your credit report. Number two, check the dates and see how old each one is. If it's close to 7 years, just let it fall off because at this point, it's not going to have that much value anyway. Now, number three, for newer collections, reach out and negotiate a settlement or pay for deleted writing. And don't forget, you most definitely can dispute, but again, keep in mind, if it is really accurate in real life, there's a chance it's going to come back or be sold and come back again anyway. Now, number four, once it's paid, monitor your reports monthly to assure that the credit reports are updated because sometimes it takes about 30 days or so. Now, don't stop building new positive credit. Add new accounts responsibly so good history outweighs old negatives, okay? And remember this, collections, no matter how old it is, they're temporary, but bad habits are permanent, okay? Or just habits in general. Paying or disputing a collection means little if you keep missing payments going forward, if your income isn't where it needs to be to pay these bills. So the real key is consistency. Let's wrap this up with a quick summary. If you pay a collection, we know that it can boost your score under the new models only. Now, number two, it's going to show lenders that you take responsibility and they can trust you more. Number three, it can strengthen your approval odds if you let it fall off. Number four, It'll eventually disappear after 7 years. You could also request an early removal as well too with the credit bureaus, but lenders may still see it until then, and it could cost you approvals. Now, if you do negotiate for, let's say, a pay for delete, then the best case scenario is to remove the account completely. And if you dispute it, that's fine, but dispute does not mean delete. Unpaid collections can come back later under a new agency, okay? And if you like this video, you're most definitely gonna like the next one. I'll see you there.